Hey everybody, welcome back to Sara. Yeah, the teams we were rooting for, unfortunately, didn't win, but we're still here.
Yeah, so how's it going, everyone? What we're going to talk about today is about the playoffs that just happened last night, or we're recording this video right after they happened, but this video will probably go out the next day by the time we get it edited.
That's like future, past, present. Whoa, yeah. We're all friends.
Oh dear. Okay. But, the games, playoffs, semifinals, who was going to go to the championships, these two games were going to decide it. And yes, like Sara said, the two teams we were rooting for, they lost. Because there were so many emotions in both of these games. So many emotions. Yes, so we're going to talk a little bit about the games, and that's about it. I mean, two games, Sara and I both picked the losing team. And I think a lot of people out there picked the losing teams. I think a lot of people had the teams we were rooting for. The people I was talking to were rooting for the teams we were rooting for.
Yeah, Wave has a lot of fans, and so does
OL Reign. Yeah, so I guess we'll talk about the game that happened first a little bit, which was the San Diego and the Portland Thorns game. Going into this game, I'm going to be 100% honest. It was hard to root for the Portland Thorns, even if you are a fan of them, based on everything that had happened with them and their owner and their front office and everything. It was hard to root for them as an organization. Having the owner, who is still the owner, make 1 cent off of them doing well, Merritt Paulson, is disturbing in a lot of ways.
Just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
But at the end of the day, you're rooting for the players, you're rooting for the fan, you're rooting for the good people in the situation,
Yes.
So we were definitely rooting for Wave. Wave is their first year, and getting all the way to the playoffs and having such a good record. I mean, I think a lot of people put that on Casey Stoney and Jill Ellis, but Casey Stoney, and the team they have down there. I mean, and they have such good attendance at those Wave games. Mm-hmm. I think they have one of the best attendance in the league. The 4 largest crowds in NWSL playoff history. Number 1 was the San Diego-Chicago game last week in San Diego, and they won that game. It was a wild game, and so yeah, their crowds down there are iconic. I don't see them disappearing anytime soon. And this was the second largest crowd, 22,000. So going into the game, Sara and I were rooting for Wave.
I was feeling good about it too when they had the first goal.
Yeah, I was feeling good about it too. A lot of people noticed that Christine Sinclair was not in the starting lineup. Mm-hmm. And I think it caught some people by surprise, but they have such a strong team. I don't think a lot of people were worried about that, but I think a lot of people noticed that. Alex Morgan to Taylor Kornieck, and a goal in the 7th minute.
Nice header.
It was such a nice goal, and going in and already in the 7th minute, scoring so fast, that just gives the advantage to the first team who scores. And them scoring right away. Alex Morgan, first of all, having such an incredible year, but hooking up with Taylor Kornieck too. They are dynamite together. Mm-hmm. Dynamite together, and it was a great goal. I was feeling good. I was feeling pumped. I was feeling, Portland Wave is coming, and they're gonna finish. The one thing I kind of heard people talk about was, the defense didn't look great. But then after that goal, they kind of got it together a little bit. The Portland, they corrected their, mistakes. And that's one thing that a great team does. They don't buckle. They don't fold. Mm-hmm. They correct what has gone wrong. And then in the 20th minute, a beautiful goal. That was a very pretty goal by Rocky Rodriguez.
Yeah, that was good. Gotta give it to her.
A beautiful goal, and a good match, kind of a good back and forth. And when they go in halftime, Rocky has the interview where she doesn't want to bring out the emotions quite yet, because you can't really. It's 1-1. You're going to, the second half. I mean, everything is still on the line.
You gotta keep your cool. Gotta be chill.
Come back out. Second half. I did notice Alex Morgan went down a lot. They were on Alex Morgan. Mm-hmm. They weren't going to let Alex Morgan beat them. I really feel that way. Then again, I saw a couple comments saying, anyone comes around Alex Morgan, she goes down like Neymar. she's learning some tips from him. So I guess he falls a lot. I don't know much about him, but that's apparently what they inferred. A lot of good saves. Bella Bixby had a lot of good saves. And she actually went down. She looked rattled. I don't know what minute that was, but I think she hit her head.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that's always, scary to see. Second half, then going into the 90th minute, still 1-1. Then,
probably the most beautiful thing that anyone's ever seen happened.
It really was. 90th plus 4. KRISTEN DUNN, the mama herself, scores the game-winning goal.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I mean, rooting for Portland or not, you got to give it to him. That was golden. That was a golden nugget.
I saw a lot of people saying, they might not have been rooting for Portland, but they're rooting for KRISTEN DUNN. You know what I mean?
Everyone's always rooting for KRISTEN DUNN.
Yeah, they're rooting for KRISTEN DUNN. Obviously, she just had a baby, and she's back. She's not 90 minutes back yet, but she came in probably like the 60th minute, and she scored the game winner. And what do I say every single video? I said, it's like a movie. You come in, you just had a baby, you score the goal, the game-winning goal in the 90th plus 4 minutes. I mean,
what can't she do?
It's like a storybook. So as much as we weren't rooting for Portland, you can't root against that moment. And who can root against that moment?
I know. We even cheered at that moment.
Yes, I loved it. So happy for Crystal. So happy that she got to have that moment, because those are the moments in your career that you literally live for. And that's what it was. I mean, fun match. What did everyone think about this match? I mean, were you rooting for the Wave? Were you rooting for Portland? Casey Stoney, first year, I don't think... I couldn't think that they're happy losing, but to make it this far is something to be very, very proud of. Casey Stoney actually did tweet this, and I'm going to have Sara read it.
Absolutely devastated because they deserve more, but so incredibly proud of these women. I see their work, their determination, their fight, their competitiveness, and their respect and togetherness daily.
Yeah, so she was gutted.
And I will say that I saw this tweet on Twitter. Some stats tell stories, like the fact that it took 10 NWSL seasons for 2 women head coaches to meet in a playoff game.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Yeah, you'd think that would happen sooner, but
yeah.
I mean, milestones all around.
Yeah, but Portland won, and I'm pumped for them. So it was a good game. What did everyone think? Obviously, like we said, we didn't talk a lot about the gameplay or whatever, but it was, and Christine Sinclair did come in that game, like at the 90th minute. I wonder if there was something going on with her. Let's talk a little bit about the second game, which I think everyone was so hyped to see Reign versus Current. And I think a lot of people were rooting for Reign. I mean, they have such a storyline. They won the Shield. This isn't the first time they had won the Shield, and they've never won the NWSL Championship. I think this is the third time they have won the Shield, and so a lot of people were rooting for them. Obviously, their core of their team, Jess Fishlock, Megan Rapinoe, Lauren Barnes, a lot of them have been there a very long time. And a lot of people were rooting for them to win this playoff.
Yeah, I mean, I was so excited to see them play, to see them hopefully win. And unfortunately, that didn't happen.
Yeah, and I had seen a lot of things, like in Seattle specifically, they went to the Space Needle. They were doing a whole bunch of things around Seattle. Seattle was really embracing them going to the playoffs, and you see Rapinoe and them doing lightings and stuff.
They had hometown advantage, you know what I mean?
Yes, they had, and actually I saw this.
21,491 people attended, the largest standalone crowd in club history for OL Reign.
So a lot of people were rooting for OL Reign, and obviously I will say this, although I was rooting for OL Reign, I like the Current. I think they have a fun team. I think they have a really
they have a good team.
A lot of likable players. A lot of, we love their spunk when they score goals.
Oh yeah.
But I told Sarah, I go, even if OL Reign didn't win, I would be happy for OL. I would be happy for Current because I do like them.
Yeah, I forgot to mention you cried in after the first game.
Yeah. And in the 4th minute, the Kansas City scores. In the 4th minute.
Yeah, that was fast. Yeah, they are claiming their territory.
So that is something where, when you score first, you can kind of play a little differently. You know what I mean? The pressure is you're already 1 up. Maybe you could be a little free. They had such a good game plan going in Kansas City that I don't even think they necessarily had to do that, but they scored. Loera, beautiful goal. It
crept by.
It sneaks right by the goalie. But the clearance by the OL players was not very good.
And I get that they were, you're under pressure there. You're trying to clear it. But it didn't go as planned, obviously.
Yeah, top first 4 minutes. And it kind of, OL Reign never kind of recovered from that.
And I was expecting so much more from them.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see so much more from them.
On paper, I think OL Reign is the winner because all the talent they have so many superstars, whether they're, superstars on the team. And they really, with what they had on paper, it didn't translate to a winning performance. But there was a few. Jess Fishlock had a few almost scored. One hit the crossbar. One was a kick. I mean, she was so close, like 2 or 3 times on scoring a goal. It was not going their way. But Franch was killing it in goal as well. She made some amazing saves. Going into half, it's still 1-0. 62nd minute, we got another goal by Kansas City. KRISTEN Hamilton, she scores, and it's a beauty. And
it was good.
It was a great goal.
I'll tell you, we were screaming when this happened.
We were screaming, and we couldn't believe it. Up 2-0 at that point. At that point, I said it's not looking too good for OL Reign.
But at that point, it's like you still have 20 minutes left.
True.
You have a bit over 20 minutes to do something, but unfortunately, we know what happened.
Yeah. But Kansas City just outplayed them. That was the problem. Kansas City just outright outplayed them. But going into the 75th minute, there was kind of a controversial play. There was kind of a questionable ball that it looked like it went over the goal line for OL Reign. We have this tweet that says, that's close. Very, very close. Whole ball over the whole line. And if you look at this picture, it does look like the whole ball is over the whole line for OL Reign.
Yeah, it looks like it's over the line. But
I think it looks like it's over the line.
Yeah, but people are saying this angle isn't too convincing, and that's why they want, VAR, which we are getting VAR next season, which is good or bad.
I know, I was just going to say that.
Depends on how you look at it. I still don't think OL Reign would have won.
Yeah, and that's kind of like, even if at that point they went up and it was 2-1, it's still the end of the day, the scenario is still the same. They're still losing by a point. And, after all was said and done, it would not have made a difference.
But then again, maybe their spirits would have gone way up, and they would have gotten confidence, and but I don't know. Who's to say?
Who saw that? Did anyone think that was a goal? Did anyone think that they should have been up? Because I think
anyone else cry
from that screenshot, it may have been saved by mere inches. That is in. That's not a great angle, but I'm gonna have to say it wasn't in. In my opinion, no. But the angle is not perfect. What the F? Impossible to tell from this, but at least that wouldn't have made a difference in the end result. Yeah, so yeah. I agree with that. But even if it was, it would not have been made a difference. I don't think, but like you said, might have given them a little more spunk in the end.
Confidence, yeah.
And then also I saw this stat too. It says
13 corners for OL Reign so far, 7 chances created for Megan Rapinoe so far. That kind of day.
Yeah, and Megan Rapinoe, a lot of people said her corners didn't look great, She's been playing a lot, whether it's OL Reign or it's national team. So she's been playing a lot. She's probably tired. I really think that they wanted to win so bad. But at the end of the day, that's it. That's kind of it. 2-0.
Sad.
Yeah, we were rooting for the OL Reign, but I I guess that's just what happens. But, I mean, fun games. We were rooting for OL. We really were rooting for them. I really wanted them to win, but they didn't. And that's just the way it goes.
Yeah. And if I recall, you actually cried after the first game.
I did. I just hated
Not sure what
it.
happened there.
I didn't want them to win. And, I was telling Sara this, or a lot of people realized this, or a lot of people knew this. It was a very bad night for San Diego fans.
Oh, yeah.
The Padres lost in the playoffs for baseball, and then this happened for the Wave. So if you were a San Diego sports fan,
You're crying too.
tonight was not a good night for you guys. I guess at this point I am rooting for the Current in the final.
Same.
I am rooting for them. They're kind of like a dark horse. I don't think they were like last season's worst team with the worst record. Now they are in the NWSL finals. You're rooting. So what is your prediction for the final score?
It's gonna be a good game. I'm rooting for Current, but I think Portland may win just by like a point
So you think Portland?
or two.
Yeah.
But I don't want to speak anything like that into existence. So I'm going to say Current is going to win because I'm speaking that into existence. They're going to win and it's going to be amazing. And we're going to get a lot of booty pops and a lot of dances and like shimmies on the field because they scored so many times.
Right.
So that's what I'm manifesting. Make it happen, Jesus.
Yeah. I'm rooting for... I don't want to say I think Current's going to win or I think Portland's going to win. No, I just want Current to win. But who do I think is going to win? I'm going to say Current. I think they're going to win. But at the end of the day, I am kind of bummed for OL Reign.
I know.
They really, really, I could tell how much they really, really wanted this. So
Ugh, I know.
But
hey, they won something, so that's good.
the highs and lows of sports. That's the way sports work,
Yep.
And but it was a fun game. What did you guys think? Did your teams win? And who were you rooting for in the final? We are definitely rooting for Current. I'd like to see teams who have never won it win it before.
Yeah.
What does everyone think? Questions, comments down below. We will be back. Questions, comments down below. What does everyone think? We'll talk to everyone later. Have a great night. Bye.